Hello, it's me again. First off, I would like to say that, explain this picture in the background. It's a progress picture of Oprah Winfrey. Um, she was a prompt on a subreddit called r/sketch daily, which is just a place where they put different prompts up every single day, and it's just there to help you come up with different ideas for your books and stuff. Um, yeah, check it out if you get a chance. And what I wanted to talk about today is art style myths and how to overcome them. So the first one that I heard a lot while I myself was trying to find my own style was that just give it time, it will come eventually. Well, I don't I don't know if that's 100% true, because if you don't know what you're trying to do and you're just drawing random lines, then they may never come together and create something that actually looks good. So sometimes your art style is already there and you have to find it in yourself and nurture it, or it's not going to grow and become something that you actually like. So, one of the ways to do that is to study your own pictures. There's a lot of times that I went out and I studied other artists' pictures and I wrote down why I like it and, what it was that I wanted to copy or recreate or etc. in my own stuff, but I never did that with my own. And I spent a year doing that to other people before I went back into some of my really old sketchbooks and realized that there was stuff there that I actually really liked, and I forgot that I had drawn like that. And when I started to do it again, it felt right. Like my hand would just do it. And I realized that I was trying to force my hand to work in a way that was just completely uncomfortable for me, and doing something that felt natural created something that I liked a lot more. Another myth that I've heard was just copy other, quote, better artists. Well, it's good to do that as a study, but if you're trying to find your own style, you shouldn't copy other people's artwork because that's already been stylized. And if you stylized a stylization of reality, you're just going to get a weird offbeat of a style that's already been created. So that will only make you frustrated because no matter what you do, you can't copy it perfectly. I cannot go out and recreate a Picasso and say, wow, that looks totally unique to me, because it's not. It's not even me, And then one of the things that I used to do as a kid is I would draw like Powerpuff Girls or something like that and then try to change it a little bit so it looked different kind of, but everybody who saw it would say, "Oh, that looks like the Powerpuff Girls," or "Oh, that looks like the guy who made Naruto," etc., etc. And I would get so frustrated and so annoyed because, like, no, that's, I created that, blah, blah, blah. And in reality, I mean, people could tell that it wasn't my creations because it wasn't. And so it wasn't as fulfilling as finding my own style and being able to say, like, yeah, that is something that I did. That's how I see the world. That's how I want to draw. And then people say, wow, that's original, that's unique. So, yeah. I also hear people say to not worry about finding your own style and to just focus on learning anatomy. And I know that it's really hard to focus on that when in the back of your head, all that you can think about is that it doesn't look right, or it doesn't have any flair to it or personality, and all that you want is your own style to call your own. And it's really hard. I've been dealing with that myself. And I had to go back to the basics. And I had to do a lot of gesture drawings, because the only way to find out my own style was to stop trying to create a style, if that makes sense. I just started doing gesture drawings and simplifying it as I was drawing, and finding my own way to draw a hand. So your style is you in a nutshell. And yes, I know that people say that, but what do they really mean when they're saying that? Because I never really understood it. I kept saying like, okay, yeah, I know that, but how do I find me? Like, what is it that makes me me? And that's like, you got to do some soul searching for that, like, who are you as a person? What choices do you make when you sit down and you draw? Because your picture is made up of lines. Many, many, many lines and little teeny tiny choices that you make that come together and fit together like a puzzle. Like, are your lines round? Are they sharp? Are they thick? Is your drawing simplified or exaggerated or realistic? All these things fit together to describe you. I myself, I'm I'm a lazy person. Like, I'll admit it. I'm lazy. And I want something nice. I want something that looks nice and I can do it quickly. So my work is very simplified and cartoony, and you might say cute. And another thing that I remember hearing is that style isn't everything. And you know what? I know that it's not everything, but I find it quite hard to be able to try to sit down. I find it so hard to sit down and draw when whatever comes out of my pencil, I don't even like. And it feels like there's all these people out there who have these amazing styles and are incredibly unique, but half of the time they don't know the fundamentals. So it's like, well, I know the fundamentals and I understand this and anatomy and I understand all this stuff, but for some reason I just can't find a style. And it's so frustrating. So I know it's not everything, but it's incredibly hard to remember that at the time. So just from one person to the other, I understand how frustrating it can be trying to find your style. And, when it comes down to it, sometimes the reason that you don't like what you're putting out is because you're doing it wrong, or you got so bogged down in the little details that you don't realize that you messed up the anatomy somewhere. So when this starts to happen and you just don't like what you're producing, I suggest taking a break, going to get some coffee, get something to eat, relax, do something that you like watch TV shows or something like that, and then come back to it and write down what you like, what you don't like, how it makes you feel, why you want to do this piece of work, and whatever you come up with, just try to focus on that. Focus on your art and focus on your art and what is working for it. And if you need, I'm always here. I'm more than happy to look at your work and critique it and give you advice and tips and just try to help you out, because I've been there before, and I'm not even like that amazing. I'm like okay-ish. So, yeah, I'm not like some mentor or anything that's so much better than anybody else, because I'm definitely not. But I'm willing to help you out. And one of the things that I learned from one of the artists here is Will Terrell. He said that even if you think an artist is worse than you think you're better, there's something that they can teach you. And I try to remember that and keep that in my mind whenever I meet a new artist, or start thinking, oh, I'm so much better than this person. But in reality, they know something that I don't know. And if I learn that and I understand it, I can use that to my abilities and help myself become a better artist, Like, and yeah, that's just what I try to do. Try to keep that in my mind. Well, thank you guys for watching, and as a side note, keep your eye out for some collaborations with Riam Kala, I think is her name. Riam Kala. I saw her on Reddit and noticed that she was also creating a startup YouTube, and I messaged her and we might be doing some collaborations and some other fun stuff with that. So yeah, keep your eyes out. I'm gonna put some links in the description for like our the subreddit r sketch daily, Reem Collins YouTube, so you guys can check her out. And yeah, I think that's it. All right, see you next time.